Maybe you added an overall increase, or maybe you found a factor in the economy that could provide a potential revenue opportunity for your business. Whatever it is, take the time to disclose the information to your team and explain the thought process behind these changes. This will increase the probability that your staff retains and believes in the service they are providing. Welcome to another episode of the TaxVerse podcast experience from CrossLink Professional Tax Solutions. I'm your host, Zach Kreitz, of the podcast that helps tax businesses and entrepreneurs grow their community, generate more revenue, and expand their knowledge. In today's episode, we will be discussing some of the important tasks that need to be completed during January to get ready for the big show. Yes, it is January when we're recording this, and if you have not seen the ads on the college football games already, it's tax season. Speaking of football games, my Florida State Seminoles won their first bowl game since 2017 over the Oklahoma Sooners, and I'm happy that the Noles are relevant again and are looking to build off a successful season. Let me know what college football team you root for in the comments, and while you're at it, if you haven't already, please subscribe to the CrossLink YouTube channel so you never miss another episode. Are you looking for a professional tax preparation solution that provides multiple revenue streams for your business? CrossLink's suite of products offers its customers a variety of options to be successful this tax season. Whether you prefer a desktop solution for your business or an online solution for a more mobile approach, CrossLink has you covered. Contact us today to find out all the ways that we can help you generate more revenue this tax season. Now, let's get into the episode. January brings a lot of different challenges to the year, and I'm not talking about the overwhelming number of new gym members I see at 5 a.m. when I go work out in the morning. This time of the year is common for businesses to start preparing for a long tax season ahead. And in today's episode, I want to review some smart tasks that can get your business a head start above the rest. The first task I will discuss is preparing for the unexpected, or maybe the expected. I would rather you prepare for a very successful tax season and have leftovers rather than underprepare and be stuck in a tough situation come game time. And this means make sure you have received and inventoried all your check stock or smart cards for your banking partners. The last thing you want is to cruise through this tax season and suddenly run out of ways to get your customers their money. Trust me, you do not want that smoke. I can remember countless times when I worked in customer success and I would hear about a tax business completely running out of options to deliver their customers their refund. This is not a good business decision and can escalate very quickly. I can recall many situations from previous tax seasons, especially these last couple, when the tax business instantly became internet famous for the wrong reasons. People lined up outside of tax offices wanting to steal computers, cops are involved, and the list goes on. Do not be one of these offices that are not prepared. Secure your check stock and cards in a secure way. Inform your staff of this year's check stock and any security measures you put in place. What you do not want is to have everything in a safe, secure place, and one, your employees can't access it when needed, or two, your employees either destroy the checks or cards because they didn't know what check was for which season. I can think of a time like when an office did not plan this out, and when the checks came in for their office, they were put into a safe, secure safe with all the other checks. And when it came to the time to start printing, the owner can't find the checks because the assistant destroyed the checks and kept the previous year checks. Now you're in a bind. So destroy the previous year's material and inform your staff ahead of time. By this time, you should already have a tax preparation software provider picked out. And the next task that needs to be done is to ensure that all your fee and billing schedules have been updated accordingly. Each tax season is different, and many forms come and go. Some become more relevant than others over the years just based on the economy. Take, for instance, the rise of unemployment in the past. Maybe you charged for this form in the past and generated a good source of extra income based on that single factor. Well, when the unemployment rate drops, then that source of revenue is going to decrease. Staying up with the current economy in today's world is very important to many factors in your business, especially if you are in a very competitive market. You should analyze your billing each year for any areas of weakness, or maybe you look for common trends in your business that may generate more revenue. Make sure to factor in any upcoming tax law changes that are going to take place for the season and adjust your billing to increase your profitability going forward. Also, as you adjust and ensure that your billing schedule is complete, train your staff on the changes and update them on the reasons for these price adjustments. Maybe you added an overall increase, or maybe you found a factor in the economy that could provide a potential revenue opportunity for your business. Whatever it is, take the time to disclose the information to your team and explain the thought process behind these changes. This will increase the probability that your staff retains and believes in the service they are providing. If you are a CrossLink user and looking to set up your billing and invoicing, you can check out our YouTube channel for the latest webinar on this topic. We have tons of great content on the channel, whether it's our new remote invoicing or our TaxPass app that helps tax businesses remotely support and serve their customers efficiently. Make sure you subscribe so that you do not miss any of the content. The next task that I think is very important for this time of the year is setting your tax preparer schedules for the month. This is something that really needs to be done with some thought, and if you want to capitalize on the month. January will typically include the first day of e-filing for business and individual tax returns, and the IRS will generally announce those dates within the month of January. You will also need to consider the holiday for Martin Luther King Jr. Day. If you are a walk-in storefront business, then you will want to consider weekends during this time. Generally, the weekend traffic will start to pick up during this month due to the taxpayers having to work during the week. If you do not work at a storefront and rely on the remote services, that's okay. Depending on your company's customer demand, then you may still want to schedule your staff on the weekends to keep up with the volume. Trust me, nobody loves to work weekends, but sometimes we just need those extra 8 or 15 hours of the day to make it through the season. If you ever prepared taxes during tax season, then you know what I'm talking about. Lastly, make sure that all your systems are in place, whether it's at the office or at home. I would make a rescue plan for your operation just in case something happens to your power, your network, your internet provider. You should be able to operate your business under any circumstance. You never know what could happen, so prepare your business for the worst. Over the last couple of years, we have had to navigate a different world, and through that, we have found a lot of solutions that maybe we wouldn't have used in the past. I would take some time to sit down and write out a plan of action if certain disasters present themselves, like the power going out or the internet provider going down. Things like this happen all the time, especially since the weather for this time of the year is typically the worst it's going to be for the entire year, unless you're in Florida like me. Being prepared for unexpected losses will better prepare your business for success, and disclosing this information to your team will also provide the tools necessary for your team to give feedback or maybe help assist in building a better environment for your business. I can remember last year when the entire country was engulfed in a winter storm, and in the state of Texas specifically, it was bad for those businesses. This storm affected not only potential customers from going out and getting their taxes prepared, but it also affected a large portion of businesses' power supplies. This was a huge deal for some of those companies. But with a plan set in place ahead of time, maybe some of those companies could have prevented some of the loss in business or revenue just by simply planning ahead. January can be a very stressful time of the year, especially for tax professionals. I understand that some things are just not avoidable, but strategically setting up your business to succeed by safely securing refund delivery options, ensuring your billing is updated, setting up your schedules, and planning for unforeseen instances will give your business the right direction. Obviously, I could discuss the importance of training your staff or more marketing tasks that you could implement, but I'll save that for another episode. If you want to be prepared this January and are struggling with the process, I will leave a copy of our January checklist that will include many of the items I discussed today and more. Well, I hope this episode provided some value, and if it did, make sure you subscribe to the podcast wherever you listen to content. If you are a listener on Apple, Spotify, or Google, please leave us that 5-star review so that we can keep delivering more content to you. Thank you for listening to another episode of the Taxverse Podcast Experience. I'm your host, Zach Kreitz, and I wish you the very best this tax season.